Yo, what is going on, guys? So we have a video here for you today titled Women Are Confused Because Men Are Avoiding Them Like the Plague. And you know what? I don't blame men for avoiding, especially modern women, like the plague, okay? These are individuals who told us that they don't need no man, that they can do everything by themselves, that masculinity is toxic, etc., etc. But of course, when men walk away, it becomes this huge problem. So we were, on the one hand, told to walk away. We listened like we were quote unquote supposed to. And then, you know, women are still mad about it, apparently. So let's jump into this video. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Women are scared of happily single men. You want to know why? Let's get into it. Being happily single as a man makes you more appealing. Men that don't need to be in a relationship. Men that have high standards. Men that don't chase women. They chase in purpose. This makes women think, wonder if that man is actually interested in them, and will in turn, y'all listen to this, increase the value of that man and his expressed interest in their minds.
You know, guys, even if I like fully agree with a woman about what she's saying, if she's yelling at the camera, I'm always just way less likely to listen. I don't know about you, but you could be talking the absolute most sense you have ever talked in your entire damn life. But if you're yelling at me through the camera, honestly, I really don't want to hear it. Let's continue.
Men, do you ever wonder what women really want from you?
If you're a man and you're not protecting and providing for your female, what is it exactly that you're doing for her? Because if your answer is loving her, I'm sorry, but she can love herself.
Let's hear another take.
The guy just telling me this just the other day. My relationship's horrible and I'm such a great provider. Yeah, but all you're doing is providing stuff. She's not wanting you to provide stuff, although she does like that. She's wanting you to provide you. She wants you. She needs you. She wants you to secure her in that relationship. Not your job, not the toys, her.
So which is it? Because I'm pretty sure that men are being told constantly by women that their worth is based on what they're providing, how much money they're making. If you want them to give you more emotionally, then we have to make it safe for them to do so and not giving them these mixed messages because it's really confusing.
I mean, here's the way it works, okay? Let me just, I'm going to put this very crudely, all right? But this is how it works. Women value how attractive the man is for short-term flings, right? And then when they want something long-term, when they hit 30 or around about, and they're looking for something serious now, they start to say, okay, I'll sacrifice a little bit of the looks, but now I want a man who's going to be able to financially provide for me. Right? It always comes back to the big three, guys: looks, money, and status. And looks is obviously the most important for if she's going to have bedroom fun with you or not. Okay? There are plenty of guys out there, for example, who pay for absolutely everything. They're fantastic providers. They look after their woman, and they get no bedroom action whatsoever because she's too tired every day. Okay? Long-term relationships with less on the intimacy, she'll look for your money. Short-term relationships or ones where she chases you and wants to get in your bedroom all the time, depends on how attractive you are. This also probably has a lot to do with status as well, but that's the way it works, man. All of these people saying, I want a nice man, I want a man with a kind heart, they're all full of crap, completely full of crap. Let's continue.
Men don't want to marry anymore because the risk outweighs the benefits. There's a risk that comes with marriage that essentially only benefits a woman. A man marries you and can only hope that one day you don't wake up and say, I feel like I don't love you anymore and I want to leave and you can't do anything about it. According to ASA, 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Among college-educated women, it jumps to 90%.
Yeah, so divorces initiated by women, overwhelmingly so. This is why whenever I have a video of some woman complaining about her divorce and everything, you already know that she probably left it. Also, I don't like these, it always feels fake to me, man, when you have these women coming on here talking about men's issues. It's like she's reading off some damn script. I guarantee you this woman probably doesn't care what actually happens to men. I don't like these particular clips, man, where women jump on the internet and they claim to be on the side of men. Usually I don't believe it, typically because they turn out to be not very modest people. They obviously don't care about dudes, and they just want to run their little podcast thing. I don't know, maybe this woman is quote unquote different, but I'm never really inclined to believe it. Let's continue.
You know what's crazy? I mean, a lot of us women don't have anything a man actually wants that we can bring to the table.
Fellas, did I get married?
So in a few seconds, you realize why a lot of women are single.
So when you look at yourself, what would you say you need to improve when you're dealing with the opposite gender?
What's the bet? She says absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Shit, I don't think there's any flaws. I don't really have any flaws. To improve. What I need to improve?
Yes.
Probably his timing.
What? Your timing or his timing?
His timing.
No, it's about you though.
Oh,
you need to. Yeah, what do you need to improve?
I don't know.
You see how she jumped straight to you?
Yeah, see, this is absolutely disgusting, right? This is what women these days, a lot of them, not all of them before the old police come to my channel, but a lot of them think that they don't have to bring anything aside from themselves to the relationship, right? I can just show up and I can look quote unquote pretty, even though, let's be honest, a lot of them aren't. They don't take care of their health. They don't take care of their beauty. They put on tons of toxic chemicals on their face every day. And they put on filters and all of this stuff, and they want to call that beauty. It isn't. But they think that they don't have to provide anything for a man. They should just turn up to the relationship. They should just receive things from the guy. They should be able to leave whenever it is that they want simply because they feel like it and be entitled to his stuff at the exact same time. I mean, it's absolutely insane. It is zero wonder to me why men are opting out of relationships and why they're opting out of marriage. Right, you hear all of these videos, guys, all day. A video, women saying things like men are emotionally unintelligent. All of the men are emotionally unavailable these days. Things like this, and that's because the men that they're chasing don't want commitment. Even the men that these women are not chasing, oftentimes, I mean, these are guys who are less and less so looking for relationships from modern women. Let's keep going.
That's why women get burnt out and you're no longer happy in your relationship because you're coming home and a man is sitting on the couch because he's tired from work and you're making sure you're catering to him.
So what? So what? So what?
I don't understand. Where is the value in that?
Fellas.
These screaming women on podcasts, man, I can't do it. I don't care what they're saying. I don't care if you're saying the correct thing. I don't care if you're saying the wrong thing. The fact that we're sitting here screaming means I don't want to deal with you, and a lot of other men are not going to want to deal with you.
Do not choose a woman who don't want to be a woman.
Are you delusional?
The modern day women, right there. I'm going to go to work like you. Do you want me to cook, clean? So what? Yes, you're going to cook, clean, do this and do that. And guess what? He taking the trash out, he fixing the house, he making sure this. But we have different duties, functions, and responsibilities. My wife don't want my duties, and I don't want hers. We have different responsibilities. Just because I can see you cook the food and you can't see me clean the gutters, you don't even care about that stuff, but it still need to be done.
Yeah, it's all I'm strong and independent until there's a spider in the house. It's always I'm strong and independent until the bill comes, and then the man, of course, needs to pay it. It's all I'm strong and independent until the trash needs to go out, until a war starts, for example. Then we throw equality out the window, guys, right? Men are expected to do their traditional gender roles, while these days women are held to absolutely none. And if you say that I want a woman, for example, who fulfills her traditional gender roles, you are going to be crucified by society. If you, in average day society, guys, these days on the internet, if you say that you want a woman who cooks and cleans, right? If you go out there and say that to the average woman, I mean, she's going to think you're like, that you don't like women or something. That's where we're at in society right now. It is seen as terrible to do anything for a dude these days. You cook for a man, oh, you're a slave to the patriarchy. It's crazy. It's like, guys, go and watch some of these TikToks, man. It's not just the women who are making the TikTok videos. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of women who agree with this nonsense.
Men have different responsibilities. So all this, oh, I cook and I clean and yeah, that's part of your function. But when your tire is flat, my function is to make sure you have a new tire.
But
when
that's
your
what
car
I'm
need an
saying.
oil change, it's my job to make sure these people ain't ripping you off. We have different duties and functions and responsibilities.
Viral attention for sharing her regrets about ditching the idea of marriage and family. Now, her article in Business Insider reads, quote, "I'm 38 and single, and I recently realized I want a child. I'm terrified that I've missed my opportunity."
Yeah, you probably have. But damn, no, that's absolutely hilarious. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys, okay? Like, women, they reach a particular age, and then they want to throw away the bad boys, right? I did a video, I think it was yesterday, depending on when this one was released, maybe 2 days ago, depending on when this one comes out. And it was like of that 30-year-old woman who finds God when she hits 30, and, you know, now she's looking to have a boyfriend and things like this. And women oftentimes, they want to have these relationships with men. They want to take dating seriously only when it's too late. They're always chasing the dude who is out of their league. Then some of them will quote-unquote settle so that they can have a kid and get married. And then they end up ditching that relationship for the streets anyway, guys. This is why it's so important. You cannot make these women into a relationship. If you have a woman who's been with a whole bunch of dudes, especially, you know, the odds of that being a lot higher if she's older, you can't make it work because these women cannot pair bond. They absolutely can't. They get married and they have kids out of necessity. Not because they love the man, not because they care about him, but out of necessity. It's a very painful truth for a lot of guys to understand, but I don't make the rules, guys. This is what a lot of modern women are choosing to do these days.
That woman's name is Melissa Persling, and she's revealing to Fox News Digital what she thinks caused her current situation. Listen.
Any accountability?
I feel unbelievably betrayed by
oh, classic.
feminism.
Listen.
I feel unbelievably betrayed by feminism. I was constantly fed this idea that women can do everything. We don't really need men. Women can have the great career and have the kids that they like and change the tires and do this. I mean, I grew up thinking, and men are great, but like I can do all the same things. I do feel in many ways betrayed by that line of thinking.
Yeah, here's the thing. You were definitely betrayed by womanism. Womanism is something that does not benefit women at all. It really does not. Good luck out there with your equality, right? Trying to get men to pay the bills and do all this crap for you, and you're not even a real woman. But here's the thing, okay? You are 30 years of age. You do not get to blame your position on an ideology that you willingly followed. That's the way it goes. I'm sorry, I don't have sympathy if you're 38 years of age and now you're realizing that you can't have kids and you screwed up and blah, 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 right? I do not care about this because let's just say this woman was dating since the age of 18, okay? This woman has been dating and screwing it up for 2 decades. And she wants to blame this on somebody else. She wants to blame this on an ideology she followed. I mean, sure, the ideology lies to you. It's a terrible ideology. It's for absolute morons, to be honest with you. But you chose to follow it. You're telling me in 2 decades, you are now blaming it on the ideology, not even yourself. It's crazy, guys. No accountability whatsoever. Absolutely zero.
I kind of want to go back to some of those teachers and coaches and say, what the hell did you mean by that?
Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier in the video, or maybe it was the last. They're kind of blending together at this point. Okay, these women follow these coaches, these online TikTok gurus that are oftentimes divorced women, mind you. They take the advice from these women, and then they fail themselves. What an absolute surprise here. Also, she puts in the word teachers there, guys. Now, she could be referring to online teachers who are lying to her, but I actually think that womanism has wormed its way into the education system as well. I think a lot of teachers these days are pushing womanism, right? That's why we have dudes who are coming out of the education system feeling completely demoralized. They feel like they aren't worth anything, that men aren't crap. You know, a lot of these things are going wrong because this is something that has also infected the education system. But I digress. Let's let her finish yapping.
And say, what the hell did you mean by that? Because women can't do it all. We can't.
Katrina, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, I'm going to go deep here. So I have a lot of opinion on this, and I really think that feminism in some ways has really sabotaged women's happiness.
Yeah. I mean, this is as expected, right? She's still only half. She's only half on the fence, right? Womanism these days, you know, it's not benefiting women anymore, so it's not as good as it once was. Like, You see where this woman's position is, okay? It's like, as soon as it stops benefiting women, then it's a problem, right? Never mind the fact that it was completely screwing over dudes the whole time. We don't give a damn about that. So now this woman barely concedes, and she's like, well, you know, a little bit of it isn't good. Let's run that back. Such a Weasley response.
So I have a lot of opinion on this, and I really think that feminism in some ways has really sabotaged women's happiness. And the reason I believe that is because we are asked to do all these different things, right? But then our nervous system goes whack. Like I know for myself, I'm in work mode and then mother mode and then family mode, right? And so your system just completely goes out of whack, which is why I truly believe, and I found this quote and I thought it was so telling, is that the divine feminine is the rawest, wildest, and most honest mirror a man will ever encounter.
Okay, I'm just already disgusted. I'm almost ready to skip this clip, man. Okay, so we have here, this woman's the host of the show, or one of the hosts, or whatever. So she's living the womanist dream, and you can tell she hates it, man. She's being pulled in the direction of family, she's being pulled in the direction of work, she's being pulled in XYZ direction, right? And she's probably under a lot of stress, guys. And of course, this is a problem for women because women are meant to be provided for. I'm sorry, too late. Too little, too late. And guys, I really want to emphasize this. They only care about the part of this that no longer benefits them. They don't see the big picture at all. They don't see any of it. All they see is, well, womanism means that I have to do more by myself now, so I'm mad about that. That's really what it all boils down to. There's no other critical thinking outside of that.
The awakened man opens his heart and goes to battle. He will tame his dragons and face his deepest shadows, since he knows that deep within, her heart will guide him home. And I think that there is a beautiful balance between the feminine and the masculine energy.
That woman said a whole lot of nothing, man. Let's continue.
You want to know what fucking sucks? I'll tell you what fucking sucks.
What sucks?
Shoveling a ton of gravel. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, if you got lady muscles.
The entire time I'm shoveling, all I'm thinking is, who the
MTR can be so brutal sometimes. What is that? If you've got lady muscles. I mean, we didn't have to roast her like that, but okay.
Yeah, if you got lady muscles.
The entire time I'm shoveling, all I'm thinking is, who the are the women that wanted equal rights? The women's movement. Who wanted to do the man's work? Because I fucking didn't.
You serious? Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public, so make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode.
I'd rather be inside making sandwiches and serving iced tea. Fuck this bullshit. I don't want to be equal. I don't want any part of being equal. I will make sandwiches. I will cook dinner. I will wear an apron. I will clean house. I'll vacuum. I'll do whatever I gotta do to keep from fucking shoveling rock.
Yeah, here's the problem. It's too little too late. By the time women start saying this crap, it's already too late for them. They've been with too many dudes. They're in their 30s already. Okay, they're incredibly masculine. You know, they're very direct. They're very assertive. And dudes don't want to come home after a long day of work to someone who's assertive and somebody who's confident. And, you know, like they don't want somebody. They don't want essentially someone who functions as a second boss when they come home. They want to come home and they want to feel as though it is light, right? That it's pleasant, that it's nice. Nothing's going to be asserted. Okay. Just calm your backside down, madam. Nobody wants to listen. Let's continue on to the next clip.
I can wear pants. I can wear a top that shows most of my body, and I continue to do so because of all the women who fought for that. Women have the right.
Women didn't fight for you to walk around looking like a whore, okay? That's not what they fought for. They fought for your right to vote, the right for your education, the right for you to play a sport.
Feminism.
Wait, you mean to tell me that dressing up half naked in public is not empowerment for women? Wow, that's crazy. You mean to tell me that being the opposite of modest, right? A lot of these words I can't use here on YouTube, is not good for women? That is crazy. That's amazing. This woman thinks, guys, she thinks that it's empowering, this woman on the top here. She thinks that it's empowering to dress up like Lord knows what and go out clubbing and all of this kind of crap. And she thinks that this is good for women. She honestly thinks that disrespecting herself as a woman is a good course of action for women. Comedy, peak comedy, guys.
It's not what they fought for. They fought for your right to vote, the right for your education, the right for you to play a sport.
Feminism or low gas prices?
I guess low gas prices, because ever since the feminist movement, it's been a lot harder for me to find a guy to pay my bills. And
wow. I'm just going to let her keep talking.
all of a sudden I have to work and I have to do all these things. And I honestly don't want to work. I would rather stay in the kitchen. Mind you, I need some cooking classes, but I think I could take a couple cooking classes and make somebody really happy.
Right, so how old is this woman? So, guys, it's amazing, right? When the bills are too high, when things are a little bit too difficult for them, now they want to cook sandwiches. Cook sandwiches, what am I on about, man? I don't know, maybe they're toasted sandwiches, right? Maybe now she wants to make sandwiches. Now she wants to get in the kitchen. Now she wants to do these traditionally feminine things because she needs a man to come in and solve her problems for her, right? This is the interesting part, okay, is because these girls, they're not feminine at all. It's not like she wanted to make sandwiches in the first place, right? It's not like she wanted to be traditional in the first place. She's an incredibly masculine person who is being forced into a feminine role. And let me tell you this right now, guys, if you think that you're going to come along and take one of these 304s and live happily ever after because she wants to cook sandwiches, make sandwiches now, excuse me, for you, because it's convenient for her now, your relationship is not going to last. Let me tell you that right now, okay? The mask will slip. She'll return to what she normally is, which is not a feminine person, and your relationship will eventually end.
Ever since the feminist movement, it's been a lot harder for me to find a guy to pay my bills.
In a really bad situation. Being feminine. I think
be really happy.
Your actions matter. This is what happens. You think, oh, it's fine. They just might not open the door for us because of all the raging feminists. But you can't act out. Society does change. There is such thing as social engineering. People change their behavior. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, women end up in a really bad situation.
So let me explain to you guys what's happening here in case you can't see it. This woman here is doing squats with the coward attachments. I'm kidding, right? She's doing squats here. And she is failing the rep. She can't get back up. She's not squatting in a squat rack properly. She doesn't have the safety bars set up. And so she fails the squat right here. And you can't see it too well. I think there's a dude over here sitting down. There's also a man over here doing his own thing. I don't know if he's doing like military press or something, but there's 2 guys, I think, over here. 1 or 2. And she's calling out and she's saying, hey, like, help me. I'm stuck on the rep. And the dudes are not paying attention. They don't care. I think one eventually comes over to help her or something, but she's pissed about it because the men didn't immediately help, right? Now, this is what I've been saying, man, okay, is dudes don't want to put themselves in this position because oftentimes when men do help, you know, they're cussed out for it, they're treated like crap, they're recorded and posted online, okay? Women said that they don't appreciate men's help anymore. They don't need men's help. So what did men stop doing? They stopped helping. They listened to you. And now you wind up in situations like this, which are quite honestly dangerous for the women. Failing reps can be absolutely dangerous, especially if you don't set up the equipment properly, which she didn't, okay? So the dudes are not helping. I remember seeing a video a little while ago, okay? I think it was an Asmongold video. And he was like, You know, surely I think most men would reasonably help if they saw a woman who was struggling perhaps with an exercise. You know, he was saying, listen, dudes would probably ignore being recorded helping, and they would just help the woman anyway. I don't think that that's men's at least first reaction these days anymore. Maybe if the woman calls out to him 50 times like in this video, but a lot of guys are simply not going to help at all. And I don't blame the men, right? I really don't. We don't want to be recorded. She wants to fail her rep, excuse me. Let her fail. I'm not interested. But let's continue on to the next couple of clips here.
I already know, but I don't care. Why is it that modern feminism just promotes this idea that absolutely nothing is a woman's fault ever? Even in her own life, her own choice. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's men. It's all men. And I get these comments all the time saying like, oh, you're shaming women because they got abused, or you're shaming women because they got, you know, hurt by a man or whatever. You're shaming them like it's their fault. First of all, no, I'm not.
Choose, obviously, guys, the man is in the wrong here. If he's out here harming women, that is incredibly stupid. But women want to take zero accountability for the men that they select. If you go out there and ask the average woman dating these days, if you go to like the average, I don't know, college student woman, for example, university, whatever it's called where you are, right? You go to these campuses and you ask a woman and you say, what's your dating history been like? You know, like how have things gone for you? What are your ex-boyfriends like? I mean, you will frequently hear stories about how every single one of their ex-boyfriends is a bad man, things like this, okay? And there's no accountability taken for women whatsoever these days for the men that they're selecting, right? It's all men are bad, men this, men that, men that. No accountability for women whatsoever in the decisions that they make or who they choose.
It's not your fault that a man is evil and abusive, okay? That's not your fault. You're not responsible for that. But you are responsible for yourself and the positions that you put yourself in. And me personally, if I was consistently choosing these absolute garbage men to date, marry, whatever it is, that are consistently abusing me, I think it's fair that you should self-reflect.
You know, I think this word "abuse" is thrown around a little too much these days. I mean, women these days will pretty much call every dude who doesn't give them what they want abusive. And typically that's just commitment, right? The man won't give commitment, so she complains about it and calls him all sorts of names, even though many women are attracted to him and chasing him, and he probably did nothing wrong. But let's continue.
Suck. They are so dumb. Literally, at every age, so freaking dumb.
Right, so this woman is, by the way, when she's saying this, she's pulling up charts that are essentially saying that women are higher educated than men.
And you know what? They don't even want to change. And now the world knows it. Thanks, feminism.
So why do I think it's a problem of feminism versus boys? Let's start with when they're young. Boys and girls are different, but we live in a society that doesn't seem to want to acknowledge nor nurture those differences. And when they do...
The future is female. It gives me hope.
Did they really put up like a little flashcard here that says the future is female? Boy, you don't have a future if you don't watch your diet. What is this? What is this? Is this The View? I mean, I don't watch garbage like this. Is this The View?
It's kind of sick.
Got detention just for flicking up a girl's skirt.
What? That's it.
Doesn't she know that's just boys being boys?
Yeah, I mean, I've already accepted that as I grow up, I'll probably be harassed and even abused.
Sorry. That's not what I meant.
I think I do.
Of course. Was this the Australian government? Of course it was my government, man. Oh my goodness. Let's have a look here. Let me see if I can see the symbol. Yeah, Australian government. This is exactly what I'd expect from my government, guys. Complete losers. The whole bunch of them. Complete losers. The Australian government, guys, very womanist, very disgusting, very anti-masculine, very anti-men. I mean, it is what it is.
I think I threw up a little. Instead of finding healthy ways to encourage the differences in boys, we have largely female faculties that don't hesitate to tell them to sit down, sit still, pay attention, or it's the ADHD pills for you. It's like we want them to be girls. Well, and then they get to
in colleges has dropped to 40% in the past academic year.
Men aren't even welcomed there. The very broad brush of feminism has painted every guy on campus as an evil participant of rape culture and the misogynistic patriarchy that's trying to keep women down.
I'll take it a step further, actually. These classes are direct indoctrination to womanism, guys. A lot of them, particularly the social classes. I'm not typically talking about the STEM field classes, you know, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But pretty much, you know, all of your useless degrees, which is what comprises most of universities these days, essentially function as indoctrination classes, right? These are anti-male classes. These are womanist classes. These are oftentimes communist classes, dare I say. And they are completely evil institutions these days, completely evil, right? So, of course, men are not going to these places that don't like them. Why would men go subscribe to places, get quote-unquote educated in places that don't even like them? It's not happening. Guys, we are going to be calling today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.